Hit the subscribe button and activate the bell icon for more videos like this. Let us know in the comments what you think about these stories. Dating someone with flaws lets you be human too. Ladies, what is the most attractive thing an overweight gamer has done that made you want to be his girlfriend? My husband of 15 years is overweight and has never been slim. He's also respectful, patient, funny, caring, good at conversation, willing to listen, clean, smells good, and can cook. I'm still excited to see him come home from work. Weight or gaming is absolutely not a deal breaker. Being gross, rude, inconsiderate, and an all-around jerk is. We have 2 children together. He had one with his first wife who sadly passed away very young, so 3 in total. Met in high school and were friends for several years before we were single at the same time. I love him very much, we choose to spend our free time together, I can't imagine anyone else to do life with, and my only regret is that we didn't make time for each other sooner, but such is life. And yes, being clean and smelling nice is a huge part of any relationship and attraction. Shower, do your damn laundry, brush your teeth, and step away from the body sprays. About to become a wife of a gamer after 4 years of dating. I myself, have played a total of 10 hours of video games in my life. I am terrible at it and it doesn't interest me. However, my fiancée loves it, and spends lots of time in evenings and on weekends trying new games and playing with friends. The truth is, it isn't about the games, and I am sorry if a woman has made you feel that way. Finding someone who supports your hobbies, in a healthy manner, is important. I like watching documentaries, swimming laps and following fashion brands and going to weird art shows, and my soon-to-be husband supports all of that. I will ask about new games, the people he watches on Twitch and if he is winning, etc. Because I love him and I like seeing him happy. Please, take care of yourself, dress like you care about what you're wearing, doesn't have to be expensive, and make sure it is clean. A sharply dressed man can make a woman go weak in the knees regardless of his stature. Being a decent human being. After getting used to guys moaning in my ear when they heard my voice over comms or judging my gameplay just because I was female, when a guy was actually nice to me and helped me get better at the game, it definitely made me want to date him. We've been dating for 3 years now. Some context though, I was in an abusive relationship and my ex was in comms and was being a butthole to me. My current boyfriend, not then at the time, stuck up for me and then we started talking and we eventually started dating because we had a lot in common. As a male overweight gamer, I can tell you the women that will overlook the weight want you to be honest, caring, good with hygiene, funny and willing to treat them like the human beings they are. Do that and she will remain loyal and happy with you even if she doesn't share your gaming interests. It's a real bonus if she does though. I kept being just friends with my current boyfriend when we were teenagers because he was very much a nice guy. But we grew up and when I returned to my hometown we started dating. It's funny and sad the way every comment says, it's sexy when guys treat me like people. The bar is that low, my dudes. Someone replied, it's almost depressingly hilarious how true this is. Unfortunately, most men have set the bar so low that it's quite easy to be an attractive mate by comparison. Don't be a butthole, take care of yourself, treat your partner with respect, don't be controlling, and continuously work on your personal development. Things are less about looks than people think, although looks do matter to a certain degree. Most people just want to be in a relationship that is fun, comforting, and not smothering. He drove me to a comic convention while my butthole ex got his new wheels mounted. He chatted with me the whole way over, bought lunch and walked all over the con with me. I had a great day. Butthole ex showed up later screaming at me on the phone about getting lost on the way over. I mentioned that I wanted to learn how to weightlift and he volunteered to teach me. So we started to meet at the gym once a week for an hour or 2. He taught me how to deadlift and squat starting with the bare Olympic bar, and 3 months later I was lifting close to 90 pounds. He was always kind and patient and listened when I talked and could hold a conversation. I spent my birthday weekend that year getting yelled at by butthole ex for losing my keys and he said that wasn't right. A few months after that, I dumped the butthole ex and started dating him. We saw Guardians of the Galaxy while butthole ex sabotaged my car and he paid to fix it. We went hiking while butthole ex blew up his phone. He sat with me through the restraining order hearing, and the calls to the police for the revenge porn. He bought my mom flowers. He sold his Magic the Gathering collection to buy a house, took me to Disneyland and proposed. We got married. He is supporting me through school, 6 months left, and has never stopped encouraging me, even when I came home crying and wanted to give up. He tells me I am beautiful and loved every day. He also does a great Bane voice. Very sexy when I stop laughing. Be a decent human being and care for me. He flirted with me during a fantasy event, and after that we had very long text messages and chatted a lot on PC. We met up a few days after and made out. He was very good at talking and had humor. We dated for 5 years. Eventually I broke up with him, because I moved to another place for uni, and we also grew apart. Literally just treated me like a lady. A lot of other guys I've gone out with have treated me like a sex object, and obviously that's not something anyone would like. My current partner treats me like a human. He listens to my problems, texts me out of the blue to tell me how beautiful I am, tells me he loves me, and is just an all-around decent human being. I'm not personally a gamer, but we've found other interests we have in common. This is important, as this way he can have his gaming time and I can have my horse time. Honestly, my advice would be to be the most authentic version of you possible and be very clear about what you want from her, be it sex or a relationship. I feel like if my partner had acted pretentious or had ulterior motives, I would have been turned off straight away. Just be honest, and if she feels the same way, then great. But if not, there are plenty of other women in the world who would be happy to receive an awesome guy like yourself. Best of luck. It took my husband years of actual friendship for me to even consider dating him. During that time he demonstrated through his actions to me, but more importantly to everyone we knew, that he is caring, thoughtful, responsible, resourceful, funny, clever, and respectful. At every turn, he proved that he was a man of integrity. And I still turned him down when he asked me out. At which point he remained all of those things, most especially respectful. He was crushed, but he backed off, and respected my decision. We remained friends. Eventually, I had an epiphany of my own. I told him I didn't want to live my life without him in it. We started dating soon after and have now been married almost 9 years. Because when I'm looking for a relationship, I'm looking for a man whose life I want to share. And if you're not living that life, it doesn't matter how sexy you are or aren't. I remember dating a guy in high school who was overweight and had also lost some weight, so had some hanging skin and fat around his midsection. He was smart, cute, floppy hair, and genuine. I had a crush on him instantly. A year later we finally ended up getting together after I asked him to my prom. He had hugged me and kissed the back of my head once, but never said anything or followed up on that because he was too shy. We dated for almost a year after prom. He complained about his weight often, but I never thought about it in a negative way. I saw his struggle with it as human and relatable. I was not overweight, but many girls think about the extra 5 pounds they could stand to lose, especially in high school. One night, we were having sex and he was frustrated about his skin and fat section flopping since he was on top. It honestly wasn't something I had considered at the time. I was having sex with him, obviously I wanted to do it, and nothing about him repulsed me. It made me sad that he was focused on something so negative when here was a girl in front of him enjoying herself and wanting more from him. I'll add that for many girls, the pressure to be pretty and thin is overwhelming, especially in high school. Being with someone perfect, hot, skinny, six-pack, etc., puts even more pressure on you to live up to that ideal. Dating someone with flaws lets you be human too. If he's overweight, suddenly I'm not obsessing about the extra 5 pounds. If he can love me and be attracted to me, it must mean I'm pretty enough. I so desperately wish he would have felt the same way about himself. Stop thinking you are less than because you are overweight. Your flaws may be what makes someone comfortable enough to get to know you better and fall in love with you. Be kind, be genuine, and be yourself. Girls fall in love with personalities, not mannequins. It wasn't immediate, but it was the sexiest. He respected my boundaries and that I wasn't really interested when we first met. We met at a game shop and I was wary of people that hit on me during or immediately after a game. He put out feelers to see where I was at, and when he got a negative response he became my friend, with no pretense that he deserved to be rewarded for being friends with me by getting a date. We spent time comparing notes about D&D and DMing every couple of days when we had time, super active community, so it was a sure thing that each of us would have at least one game a week. Oh, and this is super important, he stopped hitting on me after the first time. Still tried to get away with compliments for a while until he realized it was making me a little uncomfortable. Then I found out I was moving to the other side of the country for a job and he insisted on taking me out at least once before I left. It worked, because he had respected every line I'd shown up until then, and I couldn't blame him for throwing a full-on Hail Mary. We went out and had a great time. He was kind and funny and brilliant. We started talking about bigger things than just D&D. Then we went for drinks after dinner because we were having such a good time. He was super polite about respecting my personal space even though it was a date and didn't even try to kiss me when we left. He was fully content to let that be where things stopped, and it was such a wholesome moment that I couldn't help but kiss him before I left. When I moved away, he told me he understood and was cool with it if that was the only date we ever got to go on together. He didn't harass me to define what had happened and was just generally supportive while I adjusted to living on the opposite coast. I ended up flying back for his birthday the next month just to surprise him. If you hadn't guessed, I'm now happily dating that man. As someone who married an overweight gamer she met online and has now been married to him for 10 years. Make me laugh. Not call me a female in a way that makes it sound like there are inverted commas around it. Make me laugh some more. Be interested in me, but also do interesting things so you have stories to tell that aren't just about gaming. Smell nice. Make me laugh again. Be enthusiastic and caring in bed even if not super experienced. Be open to learning and communication and sharing and taking advice, and giving it. On the flip side of that, laugh with me when something goes wrong when we're having sex, and don't take getting naked too seriously too. Have sexy forearms and wear your button-down shirts rolled up just so to show them off. Laugh a lot. Laugh with me, not at me. I'm an overweight gamer guy and women tend to like me, but I'm going to give you the same advice I would give anyone looking for love. Be yourself. I know it's BS, but F off. I'm done with pretending to be other people. If she doesn't like you the way you are, she's not worth your time. Shoot your shot, and stand by it. If you're unsure, they're unsure. Be bold, be committed. Yeah, you may fall on your butt, but if she says no, see tip number 1. But don't wait around. You need to take command or the opportunity will slip away. Demonstrate value, buy her a drink, help her with her computer, make her laugh, show your strengths. But have the confidence to feel like you can also deny help if she seems to be using you. Be the best you, don't focus on your weaknesses. You may be overweight, but try to put effort into your appearance. Work towards being a person people like, people find charming. Overweight doesn't mean ugly, but it can affect your self-esteem, which no one finds attractive. Own your look, own your voice, be happy as you are and don't let the other people bring you down. Thanks for listening to. Hit the subscribe button and activate the notification bell for more videos. Let us know in the comments what you think about these stories. Hit the subscribe button and activate the bell icon for more videos like this.